Norway. And Norway is also called the land of the eternal night skiing. So this is Norway. I think it's in the middle of the day and they've got the lights on, so it's probably further. He is posting these on his ski school website, and so his instructors have access to these indoor sessions, and he thought it'd be cool if one of the indoor sessions was his instructors. So why don't we have a look here? We're going to see some different stuff. We're going to see, because I've already looked at it, we're going to see some stuff that's not, it doesn't look Canadian. It doesn't look Martian, it just doesn't look Canadian. And this will give us an opportunity to discuss our technique and why we do things the way we do, and how it can apply to these skiers and make them better skiers. And then hopefully they can look at it and study it, and then take some of the things that I say, maybe, if they like what I say or not, and change their skiing a little bit. So, are you in charge of the thing? Thanks, Jim. Yeah, they took our uniforms. Okay, it's pretty good. That's a good skier. That looks a lot like us, doesn't it? It's a good skier. I think that's Adrian, the ski school director. Some stuff that he does well is he's standing well on his skis. He's standing like this, and standing like this allows for turning of the legs. When I look at this skiing, I see the feet kind of getting moved from side to side versus getting steered underneath the skier. You can play it again. Go back. There we go. Cool. You can see the way the feet are doing this here. What would make Adrian ski? Adrian is between a level 3 and level 4. He's close to level 4 caliber ski instructor. And what would help Adrian skiing out would be a stronger steering effort through the end of the turn, so that the ski would do this, and then he would pass over the top of the ski and engage the ski higher up in the arc. That's what Adrian has to do to ski better. Just a little bit stronger steering through the end of the turn so that he can topple, engage. The result will be a rounder arc in the snow. The skis will be doing this versus that kind of a move. Yes? Yes, that is.
You just had a
yes, this is exactly true. If the feet get moved like this, the characteristic of that kind of skier is a move up in order to get the feet to the other side. So yes, his timing has to change as well, so that he's steering. There's some folding or absorption as the base passes under, and then the extension happens more to the side of the body. So you're exactly right. His movement pattern is here, up, instead of here and retraction or absorption here, and then the skis going out to the side as the legs lengthen. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay, you can hear what I'm saying there? Good, let's watch the next skier. He's a very good skier though. A little bit of work. You know, Adrian will be level 4 caliber skier. Okay. Another, really athletic person here. Seriously, this is an athletic person. You can tell there's some moves there. The ski has some life to it. Is a good skier. The issue with this person skiing is the forward flexion in the ankle joint. This person needs to have a little bit straighter ankle. You can pause it right there, right in here, right in here. Okay, see, that's pretty good. That's why I say the person's, I don't even know, is it a man or woman? I don't know, but it's an athletic person. Back it up. Back up.
You need a haircut.
Yeah, let it go. You just see in there, you see in there, right in there. That's where the person gets forward because the ankle is flexed. So the pivot point in this person's ski is forward of center. The feet are getting displaced like this, and the person is standing with a lot of flexion in the ankle joint. Right here, the skier should look more like this here versus that. And adding some resistance or some tension to the ankle joint will keep this person better centered on the skis. Can you guys see that? Okay? Good. As I said, good skier. There's some good life in the skis, huh? Good skier. Okay? I think that was a guy. I think that was a dude. Dude in Norway, I think you're a dude. But good work. Nice turns.
The girl should be insulted.
Maybe. Okay. Okay, this is a forward stance. What part of the turn is missing for this skier?
Please do.
This part of the turn, huh? The steering underneath the mass. Okay. See how the ski gets to a point here, gets to a point there, and then it's not coming underneath very easily. So, can we back it up on that person? Okay, get to the pause button there. I hate to pause. Get to the pause button. And just pause it there. Is it not working? Okay. Pause it in there. Okay, here. You see that how straight the leg is right there? The femur is straight, so there's forward lean on the boot. The femur is straight. At this part of the turn, the skier has to have a sharper angle in the femur. That part of the leg has to be at this angle, and then the skier will be able to continue to increase the edge and get the skis to pass underneath the body that way. So, you know, to achieve better steering through the lower part of the turn, I would change this person's stance a little bit and get them to ski with the hip a little bit lower so that the femur has an angle on it. And then the person will be able to continue to edge and steer the ski back underneath the body. When I look at this shot here, that edge angle needs to be more steeper. That's good English. It needs to be a steeper edge angle on the snow. If the ski's a little bit flat, and it's because the stance is like that instead of like this. And then once the person changes stance, you'll be able to steer the skis back underneath the body. Okay, go. Again, the person skis better with the right leg. Okay, the right leg has a better ski reaction. The stance is better on that right side. You were going to ask something?
I think Michel has some.
Yeah, Ken, what would you, in terms of development, what would you propose to the skiers?
You know what I love? Like anything wedge, a wedge power plow type stuff. Because I like that because a power plow, which is basically, if you don't know, power plow is like snow plow with ski performance. And I like that exercise because it has built-in pivoting, because the skis are to the side, and it ties in stance with the edge angle on the snow. And I really like a power plow type exercise for the skier. That would be great. It would get the hips lower. It would, as I said, built-in pivoting, and as a result of the built-in pivoting and a lower stance, stronger steering and edging efforts through the lower part of the turn.
And when you say power plow, you mean power,
Like
energetic, dynamic power plow.
Like snowplow expert, like snowplow
no.
ski performance.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? I love any exercise where the skis are like that.
Crab walk.
Yeah, like a crab walk, or like a javelin type exercise, or a power plow, even snowplow turns. There's so much to benefit from those in terms of leg turning, separation of upper and lower body, stance, and the ability to steer the skis. If you guys are ever out there teaching snowplow lessons, then make sure you spend the whole day in a snowplow. I see sometimes snowplow lessons going on, but the instructor skiing parallel, because it's easier on the legs, but you miss out on training opportunities by skiing parallel when you could be doing snowplow with the guests. You become a better skier if you spend lots of time in a wedge. Let's look at the next skier. Okay, forward stance again. You can see the skis, instead of the skis doing this, The skis are being pivoted from up front. This person has to get a sharper angle at the femur. So here, so the glutes and the hamstrings get engaged, and then they should feel, it's a girl I think, she should feel like she's skiing more on her heels, and that the turn is being initiated by the tip of the ski moving into the turn versus the tail of the ski moving outside the turn. So we need to change this person's stance so that they can get further back on the ski, and then they can pivot from the center of the ski like that versus pivoting like this. This is the best use of a cell phone right here. I've had a lot of trouble with my cell phone recently, but it's still working when it comes to that right there. So that's what you want a ski to do, not that kind of a move. And that's, this person is forward and displaces the back of the ski in order to get edge grip. I did it, never mind what I did. I was going to say something. I wrote an article, you know, like
What joint do you think is too far forward in her?
the
Ankles?
femur. You see how straight her legs are?
Yeah.
Right there. Your boot has forward lean in the boot. Every ski boot has forward lean. If ever you get the femur straight, it means that your body weight's forward. You should never have a straight femur. And when the femur gets straight, you also you disengage the turning muscles in the legs and the glutes. The reason you need to stand like this here is so you can go like that with your legs. As soon as I stand up straight, I disengage the turning muscles and I'm stuck. I can't do anything from here. And that's why we need to stand the way we do, because if you don't stand like this, then you can't turn your legs. If you stand like that, then, which is what this person is doing, the turning effort becomes like that. So she has to change her stance, get that part of her leg to match here. So the femur should be going this way here, and then she'll engage the glutes and the hammies, and then the legs will start to be able to turn. And if you can turn from the legs, then the feet stay in a supportive position underneath the mass. If you turn forward of center, the feet get displaced, and they're not there to support the body, to support the skier. Okay, see. Here, pause it for a second. I wrote an article one time. I forget what I called it, but it's like if you had a car, if you drove a car, and if the front wheels of the car, which we'll call them the steering wheels of the car, if they didn't work, and you need to make a left-hand turn, you drive your car out into the intersection, you get out of your car, and then you get the bodybuilder to get out the other side of the car, and you both walk around and you pick the back of the car up like this, and then you move the back of the car all the way over like that, there, and then the whole car would be pointing in the new direction, and you drive off. And that doesn't make sense. But that's, you know, if you ski forward of center, then that's what you're doing. You're moving the back of your car in order to point the skis in the direction that you want to travel, versus using your steering wheels, which are here, in order to change direction. So if you're like that, then you can't steer effectively. It's a kind of a silly way to say something smart.
But you can also,
That's what I'm all about, though.
you can also lift the front of the car and switch the direction.
Yeah, you can. You can lift the front of the car and switch direction, but if you don't, then you're going to hit the street light because your car's not in the right place. But good point. Good point. You can. I'll drive you home, and then you can help me around the corners on my way home. Okay, next gear. Forward stance. Forward stance and rotation, huh?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to work two things with this skier. You've got to get them centered on the skis so that they're not, when you ski, you don't pull the turn through. The body shouldn't be ahead and pulling the turn through. The lower body needs to learn to lead the turning effort. And when the lower body leads the turning effort, then you can create angles in the body, angulation, and then you can deflect the mass. So this person has to get the weight back and then turn from the lower body. You need to do two things with this skier. Turn from the lower body. The end result being angulation from the fall line down through to completion, like that. This person stands forward, leads with the upper body, and doesn't get the angles that are required in order to deflect from one side to the next.
Which one would you work on first?
Looking at that skier, there's a lot of rotation.
Yeah.
I would work on the pivoting of the skis first, but you have to work on stance at the same time.
Like right
Yeah,
there, like
sure.
next to the center.
Is that the same skier?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's why this guy's
Sorry.
got real potential here. The skier's got good potential. Play it. I want to see where he goes from here. So it's in there, eh? It's in there the way he leads this way. So, you know, if you can teach this skier, make the skier aware of the direction of travel. The skier doesn't know really where the direction of travel is, so teach them where the body should be going in a ski turn. That would be an effective strategy. And then teach the skier to stay back on the heel of the foot through the end of the turn, because that rotary move also takes the skier's weight to the front of the ski boot. So you want to work on those two things. Sometimes I take people boot skiing. Have you ever tried that? You take your skis off, the snow has to be hard, and then you go down on your ski boots and you do this on your ski boots. And it's a really cool exercise, because if you go like that with your body, if you rotate the body, everything comes forward, the toe digs in, and then you do a face plant. It's a really fun exercise to watch other people try and do. But it does two things. You learn to do this with your legs, and you also learn to stand a little bit on the heels so that the front of the boot glides through the snow. And that would be a cool thing, kind of a fun thing for that skier to do, would be to do some boot skiing. You know, there's a lot of potential here with these skiers. Again, there's a nice feel. This skier has a feel for the ski arcing through the snow. What we don't see though are angles being developed in the body, as in angulation. And it's again because the person is using a lot of upper body turning effort. So when they come through the turn, the line is straight here as opposed to being angled and balanced to the outside. So teach this person how to separate. This person already has a pretty good feel for the steering of the ski and the arc of the ski, but teach this person to angulate, get them more stable on the outside ski, and then the transition of the turn will happen really nicely. You can see on a couple of turns, because the skier is moving the body like that with the skis, that the outside ski actually slips because there's not enough weight on the outside ski. Is that the same skier?
Because
Yeah, you can see the
inclining, and he's rotating because he's inclining too much.
He's rotating because he's rotating. He's inclined too much because he's rotating.
I was seeing it as the other way around. Because he can't turn his skis because he's too inclined, he rotates to help him turn, no?
No. No. You know, stuff like, when I see that, have you guys ever done that where you drag both poles on the snow and make turns? That would be a good exercise for this person, because it would get them to ski with level shoulders like that, instead of the shoulders tipping in here. And it would get this person, who I think has some athleticism, it would get the person to, with dragging the poles, to do this with their legs without disturbing the upper body. I think that would be a cool exercise for that person to do, so that they could get aware that you shouldn't see, when you're skiing, you shouldn't see the world on an angle like this. You know, you want to see the world from, level like that. And dragging the poles, you know, if you're skiing well, certainly at that speed, and you're angulating like this, and the lower body leads the turning effort, then things here, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and the eyes should stay quite level. And you watch that, if you're doing this, then the world will look kind of sideways. So dragging the poles would be a good exercise, I would say, to help this person out. Again, I get the feeling that the person is quite skilled because he has a feel for the roundness of the arc, and I think you could get really good changes with that skier quickly. What were you going to ask, Michel?
Yeah, Ken, when I look at this skier, his ski never came flat. There's no moment where the ski come flat.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's a timing of, when does he make the turn? When I look the guy skiing, he's coming from edge to edge. There's
Yeah.
never a moment where the ski is flat and then he can make the turn.
Yeah, you know what, there has to be a moment,
Yeah, but yeah,
because if it goes from this edge to that edge, there has to be somewhere where it is flat. But yeah, if he's putting himself off balance by doing this, then the ski might be coming to too much edge too early in the turn. You know what I mean? Like you might be going from here to here very quickly with the tipping of the body. Okay, where do you think the edge should be the greatest? That's a good question. Where should the edge angle be the greatest in a ski turn? The end.
Like phase 3,
Okay.
flatten it.
Okay. Any thoughts? Phase 2. It does. You know what? It does depend. You know, on the speed. You say fall line. You say the end. If you're going really fast and momentum is carrying you more side to side, then the edge angle should be steep way up in the fall line. Like you see world class, you know, ski racers with the edge angle steep like this, and then the edge diminishes through the lower part of the turn. If you're going slower, or if you're doing, you know, short radius turns on pretty steep terrain, then the edge angle happens further down, like maybe later on, like in the kind of the belly of the turn, down in that area, the edge angle is steepest. But I would say the edge angle shouldn't be, you know, steepest way up high, because there's no real requirement for that steep an edge angle up high. And maybe that's what you're getting at, Michel, is that because his move this way, the ski gets tipped up very quickly on its side and way up high in the turn.
or you know what I see is he's not able to turn from the feet. All his turning effort is coming from the wall.
Well, again, the only way you can turn from the lower body is to finish the turn with separation and angulation. That's the only way. The only way I can turn from the lower body is to finish like this, so that I can go like that.
Yeah.
All right. If I'm not finished here, if I finish like this, then my only move to get the next turn going is a move like that to get the next turn going. So, again, if you don't have separation at the end, you're going to rotate at the start. Let's look at the next gear.
Thanks. Thank you, man.
Okay, you know what? There's some good athletic people here. Okay, some things that this person does well is they locate the platform quite well through the turn. Okay, they locate the feet quite well through the turn. Two things that would make this skier's turns even better. One is a little less involvement of the upper body, so there's more separation in the skiing. And two, this skier, at times in the turn when the leg should be long, the leg gets kind of compressed. So what this skier should be doing is, you know, through this part of the turn here, the leg should be long so that the ski has better grip to it, and moving down on the ski, and it's losing some of its ski performance. So I would work on, you know, separation with this skier and getting the legs long to the side versus short to the side. Can we play that skier again? For sure that, you know, the separation is the big thing, teaching pivoting, teaching separation. Well, you see how she comes down on the ski in the belly of the turn, in there, and then she comes up as the base passes under. See how tall she is there? Okay, she's kind of crunched down this way, and then she gets tall in here. To make it even better, to make the skiing better, a little less tall when the base passes under, and then get the legs stretched out to the side so that the ski is gripping and performing better. So two things: the timing this way, and then just quietening down the upper body, or adding turning effort to the lower body, so that this doesn't get involved so much in the turning of the skis. You're going to say something, Athea?
No.
No? Okay.
No, it looks like she's trying to force it at the end instead of
Yeah.
letting it happen.
Yeah. When you say force it, like turn the ski like this, the mountain, to control pressure, you set angles, the mountain presses on your skis, and then you deal with the pressure that comes from the mountain pushing on your skis. It looks like she's trying to create. It looks like she's trying to go down and create pressure on the ski instead of simply setting things like that, balancing through angulation, which she has to do, and then letting the mountain push against her. if that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Donna. So we've got some bigger turns here.